What's up, guys? It's Osiris. Welcome to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, let's get right into the video. Today, I'm going to show you how to create better transitions using risers, impact, falls, cymbals, and drum rolls. We've done two other transition videos. One was on creating good transitions using preloading, a concept called preloading, and the other one was using silence. So if you haven't checked those out, I'll leave a link in the description where you can check that out. So yeah, let's get right into the video. I'm going to play this track and let's listen to this and I'll explain the concept of the track transitioning from the intro to this section of the track. So in this particular transition, we use a riser. So a riser is just something that is a sound that goes up in volume and pitch at the same time. So it goes from a lower pitch to a higher pitch and a lower volume to a higher volume at the same time. I have a video where I teach you how to create risers, so you can check that out in the description. And this is an impact, and this is a fall. The interesting thing about this is that you can create a fall with a riser by reversing the riser, and you can create a riser with a fall by reversing the fall. So let's play the track without these elements in the transition, and you see how that doesn't work well to transition the track from one section to another. So these are very important elements in your transition. Sometimes a riser most times a riser will need an impact to work, and sometimes it will need a fall. But most times it just works better with both an impact and a fall together. So let's listen to this again. So that's the first tip I'm giving you guys here. Always try to use risers and falls and impacts in your track. It will really emphasize that transition and it will make your tracks beautiful. So let's get into the next thing, which is using cymbals. Let me play this section of the track. So I used some rides here in this period of silence, and we talked about that in the last transition video, and this rise just helped this crash come in properly. And crashes are good traditional ways to tell your listener that this is a new section of your track. And the interesting thing about a crash is that you can reverse it. Okay, let's make this unique. Then can act, a reverse cymbal can act like a short riser, and when the reverse comes in before the main crash, it just sounds smooth. Let's listen to this. So it's the same concept with orchestral cymbals when they rise and they crash, like this one here. So it's just a crash. You can just achieve the same thing by reversing a crash and putting it before the main crash. So cymbals are interesting sounds you can use in your transitions to make them better. And you can just grab orchestral samples and orchestral cymbal rolls and put them in between sections to emphasize your transition. Let's listen to this. And you get to find out that all these elements work together. The cymbals, the falls, the risers, and you can see the way I use a cymbal and a fall or an impact here and a fall here. And they all just work well together. The next thing we'll talk about is the drum roll, which is about to happen in this section. So a drum roll is another good way to emphasize your transition or to tell your listeners that I'm coming into another section of the track. So I made these drum rolls with samples. I just dropped samples on the playlist. I cut up a snare roll. I just used a part of it, and this is a snare sample and this is a tom. So most times drum rolls will just be made up of toms and snares and hats sometimes. So yeah, once you can bring in all those drum samples into the playlist and mix them up, you can have a drum roll. So let me show you another quick way to make a drum roll. You can bring in a, let's see, you can bring in a drum plugin like this one, the SSD5. It's a free drum plugin. You can check this out, and they usually come with grooves, so you can check these grooves and check their fills. So drum rolls are just fills in a drum progression. So let's listen to this one. I like the end of this, and it just follows, this plugin follows the tempo of the track. And you can do this with different plugins. You can do this with the free Cakewalk drum kits. This also comes with different grooves. You can do this with FPC and any drum plugin. So it just depends on what you have access to. So let me show you how I'll do this. So you create a new channel, then you just bring in, let me delete this. Just drag in the groove onto the channel, then you take the pattern and put it in the playlist. I'm going to mute the former drum roll and let's listen to how this sounds. So see how that sounds good. Let's bring up the volume. I'm just going to let everything play. So that works well, and yeah, you don't have to program drum rolls yourself. You can just bring in or already made grooves and put it in your track. So that's that for drum rolls. Drum rolls usually work very well for making your transitions sound smooth and sound good. So those are the three elements you need to learn, and I use all these elements throughout this track, and they always help in creating a very good transition between sections. So that'll be all for today, guys. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope with these videos I've put out on transitions, you'll be able to create better transitions in your tracks. Transitions are very important aspects of a track, and if you can make your transition sound good, I think that will improve your tracks a lot. Yeah, that'll be all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. I wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy the rest of the year. Yeah, guys, peace.